Howdy folks, welcome back to Shadow Pockets Acres. This is a trail cam in the back of the property. Here we got a doe coming up through. And yeah, I don't know when the last time I checked this. I didn't really check. Probably July to August is my guess in the time frame of this. Another doe coming up through. Squirrel going through the brush there, and another deer coming up through. Kind of looks like something she scratched her front of her neck. Bobcat slipping through there. Another doe coming up through. Doe walking back down through. And the bobcat making another appearance here, which it must be spending most of its time back here in the back of the property rather than out front, because we haven't got it out front recently. Another doe coming out through the trail that goes back through behind the camera where it's at. Another one coming from in behind the camera, hurt the trail. I'm getting them all full to eat there. Another doe coming up through. Another doe coming up through. Then fawn makes an appearance. Just head on up through the trail, up towards the opening behind the cabin. I got a chipmunk on the mountain laurel here beside the camera. And another appearance from the bobcat. Another doe coming down through. So I may still end up putting a tree stand down here in this area at some point. And doe coming up through like she's been spooked by something or watching something else. She checks out the camera, it looks like. And she just walked down through the mountain laurel there. It's pretty thick there off to the left of the camera. And I don't know if this is the same doe back to check out the camera again, or another one just come through and checked out the camera a little bit. And another one coming up. It looks like this one's going to take the path out past the camera. bobcat come back through. Another doe through. It looked like the fawn gets spooked there by something. And we got a mouse in here at night climbing up the mountain laurel and that stick there beside the camera. Another deer dying through. Another doe wandering through. Need to get another camera with the dates on back here to where I can keep track of that a little easier of what days. And a bear come through, a smaller bear. And we got a squirrel back in here running around. Running around again, or a different squirrel, I don't know for sure, but still have a couple squirrels running around back in here. Another doe coming up. And turning around and going right back the way it came. A mouse again, another deer dying through. And here at the end of the video, I do have myself standing next to that tree. Then we got what looks like to be the 8-point that we've had on the other cameras in here right at dark or right after dark. Or I guess or either right after dark or real early morning. Then another doe dying through. Along with that little spike fawner. And me taking or showing a clip of me standing in there beside that trees for the earlier bear that was there scratching against it. And I'm 6'1", give you a reference roughly, and you can't see the top of my head or the bear's head, I don't think, in either one of them when it comes down, but give you sort of a reference of how tall the bears are. And I don't know if that's a raccoon that the bobcat's carrying there or what for sure. Doe up through. But that there's a squirrel. And then we have a squirrel back in here running around again. But the first thing the bobcat carrying through, the only thing I can come up with is a raccoon. And then we got this bear strutting around like he's big stuff. But he's not the biggest one, I don't feel. I think one scratching its back earlier in the year was bigger than that bear. Then we got this buck, which might be the same 8-point, might be a different one. I think this one's a little different, but it's the tines on it look a little bigger and look a little wider than that one that went down through a little earlier. And that there's a smaller buck going down through. And another little buck. But it does seem that for some reason the bigger rack deer are moving through back here after dark, or some of the smaller ones are moving through in the daylight back here feeding. And this one here looks like it may end up with Y's on the top of it. We got another doe coming up through here. Another squirrel in here running around. Then the squirrel up here real close to the camera chewing on a root or something. The squirrel still in here running around. And the birds stopped by here in front of the camera. And the squirrel's back again. So the one that the bobcat was carrying don't look like it was one of the ones running around. Then we got what looks to be, I think, a 6-point in here running around during the daytime. Just in here feeding around. Well, I am getting a few more bucks, at least on this camera, that are using the property here that aren't using the out front part of the property, just back here in the back, wandering through. And another big doe. One doe coming back the other way. buck in here at night, and can't tell for sure which one it is. Another squirrel going through the brush. Another doe coming up through. Another squirrel there on the trees going through the brush. Another deer. A little buck there. Looks like he's getting his winter coat already. Seems to be changing colors in his coat. He's feeding back there in the brush a little bit. And another doe coming right through. Thanks for watching. I think the only thing left's me there at the tree.